It's time to check Adam's voicemail.
Peace, man. Grant from North Carolina. Since moving out of California, my trash doesn't get picked up until 1 p.m. on our trash days, and we do recyclables every other week. And those guys are ninjas because I never hear the trucks, and it's always picked up before 7 a.m. Get it on.
You can leave us a message at 888-634-1744.
Yeah. Bret Ernst in studio. Special out. Bret Ernst, Uncaged, available as we speak on YouTube. I was thinking about this today. It's always vexed me. I lived up Beechwood Canyon in the Hollywood Hills. And on Friday, they would pick the garbage up, and they pick it up at 6:45 in the morning. And I would work Loveline radio till midnight, come home at 12:30, drink wine until 2 a.m., go to bed. Friday was tape day for the Man Show. We do 2 episodes on Friday. I would work Sunday through Thursday at the Man Show during the day, and then at night at Loveline at Westwood One. Sunday, Loveline was Sunday through Thursday, which was weird, but that was fine. Friday was tape day, and that was the end of a long fucking week for me. I go to bed at 2, and it's 6:45. Hear the arm going on. And it would drive me insane. I was like, why? And then I moved to another house on Lake Hollywood, and the fucking garbage man at 7 a.m. Then I moved to La Cañada, garbage man fucking 7 a.m. Now I'm in Malibu, 7 a.m. garbage man. They can't pick up all garbage simultaneously at 7 a.m. There's got to be some 1 p.m. garbage somewhere, right? And if I was fucking selling my house and I lived in a house with like a 1:30 garbage pickup, I'd go, I'm going to need an extra 80 grand.
Yeah.
Because
for sure.
You'll never be woken up by garbage man ever again. And you'll never have I'd come home 12:30 at night, fucking long week, go to bed, 6:45, I'd hear, neat, and I'd wake up and I'd go, oh, fuck, the cans aren't outside. And I got the cans in the garage, and I'd go down there with a boner and a towel at 7 in the morning trying to get the cans out of the fucking garage and put them in the thing. If your garbage man came at 1:30, you could take the garbage out day of with no pressure. You could get up, have a fucking cup of coffee, read the newspaper, hang out, and then as you're walking to your car to go to work, you could take the trash cans out. You wouldn't have to do it the night before. What a fucking utopia.
Oh, my God.
What a goddamn utopia.
The landscapers, too, they pick that time.
Well, but see, the thing about the landscapers is...
Like in apartment complexes?
Yes,
like,
you're right. But at least they're there for some period of time. I'm just saying there has to be a place, and this is back when people waited to get their mail. Drew said to me, he goes, you ever lived in a place where the mail got there before the garbage man? I said, no. The mail's at 5 in the afternoon and the garbage at 6:45 in the morning. If you flip the script, that's fucking Utopia House. Yeah, and you're right, the leaf blowers and the...
That's a good point, yeah.
Are they just fucking with us?
I think so.
Aren't they doing it like I'm off of PCH and the guys that just go down, and they're just throwing revs on their Harley with the baffles out.
Yeah.
Fucking 2 a.m. They're just like, hey, millionaires, wake the fuck up. I live in Sun Valley. I live in 1,200 square foot. You're down here with David Geffen in a $40 million home, but guess who's getting up, bitches? You are, because I'm fucking throwing a rev.
I think, Prano, didn't Scalaro had something on that, where it sounded like a transformer, where he would say it sounded like a transformer was taking his shit, because he's slamming the fucking dumpster.
Yeah, Scalaro's got like a 14-minute long garbage truck sound effect bit.
Well, also... all garbage men are passive aggressive because there's a version that's quieter than what they do, but they don't. And the dumpster's the fucking loudest. That's and they shake it sometimes and they slam it down. It's the loudest shit ever.
Back in the Northeast, like in the 80s, it was all like gangsters, kids that gangsters, right? Cousins or somebody. So it was like that's how you got into the garbage thing. And then that they were like the unmotivated person. So then their uncle, I'm going to get you a job with the garbage people,
Yeah,
and
like
then they
mafia
just
stuff.
didn't give a shit. And, for real, it was like all sanitation was like a big Italian business up in the Northeast.
All right, what do you got? You got some news?
Got some news. Burlington, Vermont. The leadership calls for more officers, new programs after city defunded the police. That was a mistake.
Vermont's very progressive.
Very progressive.
So
they shut down a lot of the police force. So they allowed attrition to take down the police force. That was a mistake.
Hey, can we do this? Can we at least keep track of people's retarded ideas? And then so the next time we're arguing over something, I get to go, weren't you the retard that wanted to defund the police 10 minutes ago? And they go, oh, yeah, I was kind of, all right, so I get this one then, right? Because you owe one, because you lost that one. That was your bad idea, and now you have another bad idea, but we shouldn't listen to this bad idea. You already got that one wrong. And then we'll use my idea on this one, and then we'll be even. And we can argue over the third one.
That would make sense, holding them accountable.
Scorecard.
We'll do a scorecard of bad ideas.
They don't do that.
No, they don't do that.
To say significant numbers of homeless people congregate downtown. There's 1,000% increase in overdoses. Additionally, violent crime is up significantly in Burlington, with crime data showing that aggravated assault has increased 40% and gunfire has gone up nearly 300%. So,
because that's people. There is an element of society, a group, a percentage, who will do exactly as much as the cops let them do. Mm-hmm. Now, if the speed limit was 140, then I would be doing 140. I would do that. Now, most other people I know might not do it, but I would do it. If you told me there shall be no more tickets given away, no more moving violations, what if you just said to society, look, we're not going to do any more parking tickets or towing cars. Now, we're kind of going on the honor system. We need you to park in the right place. Do not park in the handicap. I know it's at the front of the Costco. You're going to the concert. Don't park in front of that guy's driveway who's across the street from the venue. You should pay for the parking at the venue. But just do the right thing. Just everyone do the right thing. We're going to defund the meter maids. We're going to defund the tow trucks, but we're kind of just counting on you being a good citizen. How fast would that turn to shit?
Right away.
Okay, day one?
Day one. Not yet.
Okay,
Right
day
away.
one. So if that's our wiring as human beings, and then when you go, look, we're not going to prosecute any shoplifting under $950, then who's going right to $950 at the Rite Aid up the street? Mm-hmm. Everyone. Mm-hmm. You're going to have a problem when you do this. I wish we could work it out, but we can't.
But the thing too is it doesn't take a lot to fuck everything up. That's why we have traffic. Two guys take the light,
right?
Everybody's fucked.
Right.
You know what I mean? And that's why, these types of things don't work. And, I was talking to somebody one time and they were saying, like, real gangsters, guys that have been locked up, they don't dislike the police because they're locked up with real animals that are out there. You know what I mean? And
some people need to be busted.
Hell, yeah. And
but,
like I said, 2, 3, 4 people could just fuck up everything.
Yes.
Yeah. There's other advocates here that are, saying that there's other ways to deal with this. The jails are full of people.
They always go. There's another way to do this, but they never tell you what that way is. They go, it's got to be. This is all we do now. They go, every time anything comes up in Israel, in Gaza, and all Palestine, all you hear the politicians just go, Biden's just like, look, we got to end this war. We got to have a solution. We got to have peace. Now I'm leaving. And it's like, all right. Yeah. And we got to bring those hostages home. And it's like, all right, none of that's happening. Yeah. None of it's happening.
What was the guy? Was it El Salvador that cleaned it up?
Oh, they just locked everyone up.
Because it was just infested, and now it's just almost crime-free.
Yeah.
And it does take extreme measures to clean up this type of stuff, man. I mean, if it's that bad, I mean, we should start letting out like non-violent guys. You know, weed
Well, like
charges,
morals
stupid shit like that.
aside,
Menendez. Come on now.
Morals aside, like if you just like gave drugs, it would be cheaper. Like if every junkie, instead of going to rob the store, they just had a little hit of dope and was like stuck in a hospital somewhere, and like then the opportunity to come up. But it's something that probably would never happen because we have this moral thing where, oh, you can't get high or you're a terrible person. Like, I don't know. These people are obviously sick.
The junkies, obviously,
that's what I'm
they're
saying.
the ones
Homeless
that rob
people.
your grandmother. They're
That's
the
what I
ones
mean,
that lose. I mean, or you just send them all one place, right?
But it's so expensive
Drop
to
food
arrest
off,
them. Yeah.
drop the heroin off.
That's what I mean,
Let them
yeah.
all live.
I want to get your guys' opinion on this because I just did this joke. It's my ode to Halloween joke. Now, it's not really a Halloween joke, but it does involve a metaphor with candy and pumpkins and things like that. So maybe it is a Halloween joke. But I just told this joke in Covina because I realized we're in Halloween week. But it's going to apply to what we're saying, what you're saying and what you're saying. I grew up with a hippie mom. And the hippie mom would always say stuff like, in Europe, they have, they would always do like, in Europe, the children drink wine with the family at the table, and the moms are topless, and there's no rape, and there's no alcoholism. Like they always have this sort of utopian
idea,
and then they pick a small town, They go, in Strudeldorf, they have a clean needle exchange program. They have vending machines where you can get prostitutes. They register the prostitutes. Then they have no judgment injection zones, and it works perfectly. And I'm like, right, but we're animals. We're the USA. We're fucking nuts. That's Strudeldorf. We're here. We're animals, and we can't do this thing that works there with the vending machine with the heroin in it, and everyone minds their P's and Q's, turns it into an immediate shit show here. But I said this, and now we'll go to Halloween. I said, if you have a society, remember when you were a kid, they put the plastic pumpkin out on Halloween because the nice family, the Kramer family, was out of town. And they put a note, limit yourself to one piece of candy, please. Thank you. Happy Halloween, right? If you live in a society where 10 kids will go up and 9 of them will just take one piece of candy and leave before the 10th one empties it into the sack, or just you go for 10 for 10. If you live in a society that does that, then you can do the clean needle exchange and you can do the judgment-free injection zones and the heroin, and we'll give heroin to everyone. It'll work. It'll work. But that ain't us. United States, first kid shows up, takes the pumpkin and dumps it into a sack. Second kid shows up, sees there's no candy in the pumpkin, shits in the pumpkin. Third kid shows up, sees shit in the pumpkin and throws it through the bay window. That's us. So that can't work for us. That's why we try, but it just turns into San Francisco. It's like we're going to stop incarcerating, we're going to stop arresting, we're going to give them syringes as it turns into a shit show. If we had a society that could pull it off, I'd be all for it. But we can't pull any of this shit off.
It's too many. It's 320.
Every time we try.
320 million people. It can't work.
We're pumpkin shitters.
Yeah, we're fucking pumpkin shitters. We'll throw eggs. We'll TP your house.
That's right. I got my fucking house TP'd 1,000 times.
It's like the asshole that gave you pennies. Remember the guy that you knocked on and he forgot? He gave you pennies. They went right through his fucking window. Mm-hmm. What am I going to do with this?
Yeah.
But no, it just, like you said. And the other thing, too, I always brought this analogy up. Not in my act, but talking to somebody. If you go out, if the three of us went out to dinner, okay, we can figure out the check. Right? If you ever go out to dinner with like 20 people, one guy has to cover for, I forgot my wallet. There's always a fucking problem.
There's that guy. There's the forgot the wallet guy.
The guy that over orders.
There's the guy that had 3 Grey Goose martinis
exactly.
and you had 1 fucking iced tea.
Yeah.
And then somebody, and he had the surf and turf and you had a small dinner salad.
Yeah.
And then at some point, some asshole goes, Let's see. There's 9 of us. It came to 400. I guess everyone's got to put in like $35, and this guy reaches for his wallet first because he drank $35 worth of Heinekens, alone, and then fucking ordered and got an appetizer. And that fucking guy, I hate that guy's got to man up and go. Hey man, I had a few drinks, and Mayhem had an iced tea, and so he shouldn't be subsidizing my. That's my analogy. There's always that guy that'll fucking order $300 and everybody has to cover for him, and then the person that didn't bring the wallet, and then then there's the one guy that did what he's supposed to do, and then they all leave, and now they're like, guys, you didn't factor in a tip, and then he has to fucking pay. It's just or there's this. The share is $35. I paid $1,700, and they want to know why I'm not paying my fair share. That's where we're at now. School teacher pays $18,000 a year in taxes, $15,000 a year in taxes. I pay $1.5 million in taxes, but the school teacher wants to know why I'm not paying my fair share. That's what happened at my dinner.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God. Mm-hmm. All right. Town sets age limit for Halloween trick-or-treaters, sparking a huge debate over spooky tradition. How old do you guys think that you should be cut off from
I heard about this story, so I know. So I'll let Brett
What do you think?
Honestly, I think like 12 at the tops. I mean, I never did it, and I hate these. Definitely not these grown-ass men that are I saw a dude dressed as the fucking Teen Wolf at where I work, because I do the Strat every Tuesday, Wednesday, and he was walking around. I'm like, what a jerk off.
Well, what is you never trick or treated?
Nah,
you guys are like Jehovah's Witnesses.
No, we had a thing in the North. I don't know if they had it out here. It was called Mischief Night, Goosey Night.
Oh, yeah.
Devil's Night, where like the night before. Because where I grew up in like Passaic Patterson area. Mm-hmm. It wasn't really safe, and like I don't know if you ever had the older kids that would take your candy and shit.
Oh yeah.
And I just stopped.
Well, this
at like 10. I didn't even do it anymore. We just went out and threw shit through windows, and
But you must have had food at home.
Oh, all the time, yeah.
Yeah. See, I did it practically, like so I could get food. Like it was a thing. Like I need candy. I don't have any money. My fucking.
Yeah, not that kind of Italian.
Not good kind of Italian. Really? Lazy. No zest for life. No joie de vivre. No cooking. No ravioli. Nothing.
You had food, obviously, right?
I got nothing.
My grandma, they'd make little thing. They'd cook for the kids. That's how much food was there.
My mom didn't cook shit ever, and neither did my dad.
But in Dusseldorf,
in Strudel,
people didn't cook.
There was no cooking. There was no food. There was no food at my house all the time, and my parents had a great policy. There's like, we're not cooking any food, and we're not giving you any money to buy your own food. So I was fucking a raccoon going through the dumpster of life, like food. So Halloween was a food-based for me. Like I'm gonna get my hands on some candy. For me, it was a practical thing. So I would go collect as much candy as I could collect. It's just sad. It's kind of weird. Yeah, my parents didn't like food.
When you went home, there was no dinner, nothing. You had to cook for yourself or figure it out.
We had at some point we had TV dinners, which was fine with me because it was like food. My mom didn't like food in terms of she wouldn't eat steaks or fried chicken, or she wouldn't cook. She didn't do anything. Now, I would tell her there's nothing to eat all the time, and then she would say, if you're hungry, you'll eat, which meant there was honey and a sack of flour and some cloves or something, or some fucking stale Triscuit somewhere, and I could patch together sustenance like Tom Hanks did on that island.
Oh my God.
And then my dad is only 100% Italian, did not enjoy eating out or food or drinks or any. He didn't like anything. He didn't need anything. And then when they got divorced, then it was my dad. Like he would open a can of corn, he would put it in a pot with no handle, Because why, we're not the Rothschilds,
screw.
why would you have a handle on it? It was a busted, it's so fucking sad. It's a pot with a nub where the handle was because the handle was plastic and
fucking wrench.
heat cycled. Yeah, he had to use some vice grip or channel locks to get the fucking pot off. Yeah, had to use your shirt. He didn't have potholders or anything. He'd take a can of corn and he would just put it in this pot and he would heat it up. He would get like a chub pack of hamburger and like mash it down in the thing. He would do his famous move was he would do spaghetti in the same pot. He would drain it out and then he'd put ragu spaghetti sauce cold out of the jar, like let's do it on top. But it would even out when you mixed it up. The spaghetti was hot, and then he didn't have ricotta cheese, but he liked ricotta cheese, so he'd get like a lump of cottage cheese and slap it on the side of the plate, and that was dinner. So then I was like, I'm fucking miserable and I'm starving. When's Halloween? And then I would just go to all my friends' houses and eat all their fucking food. That's all I
What
did.
age did they get divorced when you had this getting fed this terrible food?
My parents got divorced when I was about 18, but my dad left 10 years before that. And people like, they didn't get divorced? I'm like, no. Why not? Well, they didn't have anything to divide.
Yeah.
They didn't have anything to whack up. They didn't own any property. They didn't have furniture. They didn't have stuff. So the only time you don't, and by the way, it probably costs $80 to get divorced.
Yeah.
Once you got that kind of dough laying around, you could use that money and buy a pot with a handle on it with that kind of bread. There was no reason for either one of them to get divorced because there was no alimony and there was no child support and there was no, who's going to get the boat and who's going to get the condo in Aspen or something.
And no assets.
There's no assets. Wasn't anything. My dad took his clothes, put it in his, 68 VW Bug and drove to his in-laws' house so he could sleep in the closet because he didn't have enough money for
So wait, he
a
was
hotel
staying
or
with
anything.
your mom's parents?
Yeah. He didn't have money for an apartment.
Oh, man.
Or a hotel or anything. He just slept there.
Hard times at the Carolla house.
Not a lot of food.
No.
I'm looking at Joe right now, like
Yeah.
as two, I'm mostly Italian American. It's like that's the food.
I had to turn away. I had to be like, I can't eat anymore. Mangia.
Yeah, you gotta keep eating.
I can't. I'm gonna be sick.
And I was raised single mom too. She worked 2 jobs, but Carol, man, that's everybody cooked.
Oh, your mom took the job my mom didn't have.
Yeah.
She had 0 jobs. Your mom's hoarding all the jobs. Is that why my mom couldn't get a job?
And they could throw anything together. Those my grandmother take anything and make it. That sucks, man.
So
It's
14.
horrible.
14
God,
years
missed out.
old, you cannot go trick-or-treating at 14.
I'd say 12. Lower it.
Yeah, okay.
Let these kids fucking earn.
Yeah.
Put them to work.
I knew Halloween is free food day. That's how I thought of it. It's like, I'm going to walk around this neighborhood and get me
Did you
some
guys
fucking
have
M&Ms.
the food programs here, like the free lunch, reduced lunch, paid lunch programs?
I was on meal tickets for breakfast and lunch, I think. Yeah, I had the meal tickets, but for some reason when I got to junior high, those dried up. But what I had in junior high is Jews. Jewish kids, they have a combination. Their parents love the shit out of them, so they pack them good lunches, right? And they're a little bit smaller, and they don't play sports. So they didn't earn that appetite. You know what I mean?
This is where your love of Jews came in.
So I would go eat with Nate Wittenberg and Jeff Buck, and I would just sit in between them. And I had a box of raisins or some shit my dad gave me. And I'd just stare at it. And at some point, Nate Wittenberg would finish his sandwich. He'd go like, I'm full. Also, they weren't ravenous like I was. They probably had breakfast. They were having their dinner waiting for him. And I would eat the half of his left sandwich. And then I would turn to the next Jew and go, you done with that sandwich?
You done with your
Yeah, I'm done with that
unleavened
sandwich.
bread?
Yeah. Yeah, I got some borscht there I can drink, and I would then eat their food. So I would rely. I was a sort of scavenged.
Oh my God.
A lot of, and also my big move, Henry's Tacos, landmark in Valley Village or Studio City, or whatever. Henry's Tacos would go there, get the busted taco shells, the hard taco shells that broke. They would throw them out, and hot sauce and water. And they would. That's how I would load up. But it's like having chips and salsa, and like at a certain point, because I didn't have any money. Yeah, Studio City, Henry's Taco.
Well, those lunch. If you're on because I was on the free programs too at school, but free lunch. But if you were getting free breakfast, that means shit's not going well.
Yeah, I had breakfast and lunch.
That's not a good sign.
And the food was so bad.
Yeah.
Like hot dogs, the hamburgers were like gray colored.
Yeah.
Pizza, they'd never do it in pizza shape. It was always square.
We just talked about this. I was doing another. Have you ever been in holding cells?
Yeah, once.
It's the same food.
It's the same food.
It's the same fucking food that they give you in elementary school growing up. It's the same shit they give you when you got to spend a couple weeks.
Weird. Okay, the vegetable offering out here was green beans, but they'd been in a can of water since the Korean conflict, and they just tasted like water-soaked, tasteless, bloated. Like when a corpse is found in a river.
Yeah.
That's what these things look like. They turn into paste when you ate them. But they didn't have any snap. They weren't fresh at all. It was canned green beans. You'd get like a fruit cup, which was all just corn syrup with the pull top on it. Fish sticks. It was a shit show, right?
Yeah, no, it's but the holding cell stuff, I think it's one contract.
How was prison food, Mayhem?
It was rough, yeah. You had to make your own, figure out from commissary to how to sprinkle in a nacho spread, we call it. Like you put a bunch of stuff together to make yourself some real food, but that's back in the cells. The standard fare is, elementary school, mid-grade, just bland, tasteless, whatever. If you knew a guy that worked in the kitchen, he might be able to get some extra sprinkle of salt and whatnot, but other than that, you're just eating standard fare.
What about on Thanksgiving?
I'll say it. Yeah, they hooked it up.
They hooked it up on Thanksgiving? They hooked it
up on Thanksgiving. Yeah, you try to go back through again. They would put you in the hole for going back through the line again. So everybody was, depending on how much you were willing to risk. It was tough.
All right. Yeah. So we're eating prison food.
Yeah, prison food is not bad on the holidays.
Yeah, on the holidays.
But the key is if you could hang out with somebody who had a kosher diet. The Jews again.
They get their religion. They get their religious stuff.
Exactly.
Was the commissary food
It was janky. It was canned.
Those
whatever.
are contracts again. It's I have a couple people I knew. They had a contract with Amazon. You can't send them. JPay, Corey links, all the email shit. You got to pay $0.25 to send an email.
Yeah.
I was just thinking,
if I was
going
into the industrial complex, bro, everything in America is corporatized.
If I was going to enter the joint, I would go with two things now. A, identify as a woman, so I'll be heading over to the ladies' side of the prison.
Oh, yeah.
And number two, I converted to Judaism.
Oh, yeah.
So you're talking to a Jewish middle-aged woman right now.
I tried.
You tried?
I failed the test. They literally asked me all these questions.
They walked past you to drop the quarter.
Yes.
And he didn't pick it up.
What were the questions?
They were the question. So hard, bro.
Who owns all the banks?
Yeah. Who runs Hollywood?
Who runs Hollywood?
How do we make hurricanes?
What is this miniature hat referred to?
Yeah, I failed straight out of that test.
Pulled your pants down.
Yes, exactly.
Get him out of here.
Too much. All right, Philadelphia DA sues Elon Musk and his super PAC to stop $1 million giveaway.
Oh, they hate Elon.
Yeah, the suit alleges the prize given away by America PAC are part of an illegal lottery. America PAC and Musk are lulling Philadelphia citizens and others in the Commonwealth, that is what they say, and other swing states in the upcoming election to give up their personal identifying information to make a political pledge in exchange for the chance to win $1 million. That is a lottery, and it is indisputably an unlawful lottery. Under unambiguous Pennsylvania law, all lotteries in Pennsylvania must be regulated by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania.
So Elon's no dummy, so he must have vetted this idea before he rolled it out, right?
But he's also impulsive. Like the guy makes a snap because we have so much money.
No, he is impulsive, but he must have talked to somebody who went, what is this going to be?
Unless it's one of these like fucking rules and laws that, they just had to dig up.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like unambiguous. That's what the guy says or that's what the suit alleges.
Well, he's not going to know what the law is in every municipality. That's the problem. There's probably 100 different laws depending on what state you're in, like age of consent. You know what I mean? That one always trips me up.
There was a cool book, man, about all these stupid laws still on the book. Like you can't eat ice cream on a Sunday in Illinois. Like weird shit like that. Can't chew gum, I think it was, on a religious day. Like something stupid.
They have insane ones. The one we really need to I always say it, we need to straighten out booze. You know what I mean? Like it's this way in Utah, it's that way in New York City.
Yeah.
You go into New York City and you go, you got to find a wine store. And you go, well, there's a Whole Foods. It's open. I'll just get the wine. They don't sell the wine there. You have to go to a wine store. And I'm like,
wait, you went uniform federal law for all alcohol all over America, so we're all on the same drunken page.
What I want is when I'm doing my dry bar special in Utah and I'm done doing this set, I want a fucking drink is what I want, but no federal liquor stores open because it's 9 o'clock.
I was going to ask you that because that's just really specific to that area. So you must
He's been fired up about this for weeks.
I had to blow this dude who knew somebody. He told me he could hook me up with some Jack Daniels.
Well, it is illegal under federal law to pay someone to vote, which Musk insists he isn't paying people to register, but he is offering $100 for each person.
What is the difference between this and like Kamala Harris going, I'm going to give $50,000 no interest loans to all black people who start small businesses? Like, aren't you just paying? Why are you saying that?
Right.
So they vote, and then I'm going to forgive college tuition and college loans. Like, well, you're only saying it to get the person that owns.
I think this is different because that could actually happen.
Yeah, that could actually happen. This other shit, you're right. Because
they're not going to do anything.
They have a legal out because they're never going to do any of this shit. So
it's never going to happen.
It's never going to happen. All right, we got Mark Farner from. What was I thinking of? Let's screw his band name up again in my head. Bret, I want to give you a plug. Bret Ernst, Uncaged, is the name of the special, available on YouTube. Grand Funk Railroad, that's what I was trying to remember. I read too many band names and it got me tripped up. I'm going to,
No, go ahead. Sorry.
Okay.
I do this with my hands a lot.
Okay, we're going to take he gave me you ordering? You go first.
Just fidgety.
He did that thing when you're at the diner and you're not ready. You let him go first. That's the only time I'm polite. When I don't know what I'm going to order. Every other time, just get the fuck out of the way. I'm here. The only time I point at someone, like the only time I'm chivalrous, like, my dear, you go first. I don't open doors. I don't do anything. But when I can't think what to order, I will go. I'll point at the lady. Go ahead.